Happy June 1st, you guys. It is officially a new month. It is time to head over to Barnes & Noble and pick up some new reads. It's been a month since I've been to Barnes & Noble, so I'm actually really excited. I miss it. I just want to lose myself in the store, find some new reads. Not that I need any new books because my June TBR is quite large, but I want to get some books to just read over the summer, and honestly, I just want to go to Barnes & Noble's. I'm over here trying to make an excuse of why I'm going. I just want to go, so I'm gonna go. So let's head over.
I still need to recover from another lover. Would you be here for me? Never met your parents, not even your mother, but let's see where this leads. What should we do tonight? What if this breaks your little heart in mine? What should we do? Let's just find out. Pretty blue jeans and me, running through evergreen. Pretty blue jeans and me, yeah, she's what I need. 'Cause baby, in your absence, life is boring, so I'll never leave. It's easier to love when it's you by my side, shining through the cracks like the first morning light, feeling like a child through the days and the nights, living.
Alright, you guys, I am back from Barnes & Noble. I picked up 5 books. I spent $92.84, but I saved $9.60 because of my Barnes & Noble's card. Not bad. I got a good selection of books. Some of them I'm just straight up gambling on because I've never even heard anyone mention them before. But with that being said, I'm just going to stop on rambling and show you guys the books that I picked up. The first one that I picked up is called Priest by Sierra Simone. I was so intrigued by the cover. I think the cover is so pretty. Like, look at those flowers. And then I read the synopsis on the back and I was like, holy crap. Well, what am I going to get myself into with this book? Let me read it for you guys. I've always been good at following rules until she came. Then I learned new rules. My name is Tyler Bell. I'm 29 years old. 6 months ago, I broke my vow of celibacy on the altar of my own church. And God help me, I would do it again. I am a priest, and this is my confession. Doesn't that sound so intriguing? Like, I could not help but pick this up once I read the back. I was like, hold on, this is coming home with me immediately. This is going to be unlike any other book that I've ever read, and I'm interested to see how the author writes around the topic of religion, because religion is a very sacred topic. You have to write about it in a right way where it doesn't come across as offensive to the reader if the reader happens to be religious, which I do believe in God. So I'm really interested to see how the author touches upon religion in this book. I'm excited about this one, you guys. I actually haven't heard a lot of people talk about that book, but it was in the book talk section of Barnes & Noble, so I guess it's popular. Some of you might get excited for this next book that I picked up because I am giving the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series a second chance. As some of you may know, I didn't think the first book in the series, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, was all that great. I thought it was okay. I wasn't really wowed by it, but some of you guys told me to give the series a second chance and to read the second book in the series, so that's what I'm going to do. I picked up Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. Pip is not a detective anymore. With the help of Ravi, she released a true crime podcast about the murder case they solved together last year. Though the podcast went viral, Pip insists that her sleuthing days are behind her. But when someone she knows goes missing and the police won't do anything, Pip has no choice but to investigate. After all, Jamie Reynolds disappeared on the very same night the town town hosted a memorial for the 6-year anniversary of the deaths of Andy Bell and Sal. It has to be more than a coincidence. Pip follows a trail of clues, uncovering more of her town's dark secrets along the way. Will she find Jamie before it's too late? It's a mystery type book and I love mysteries, so hopefully I can connect with this book way more than I connected with the first one. We shall see. I will definitely give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions once I read this book. If I don't like it, don't hate me, please. The next book that I picked up is The Kiss Quoten by Helen Huang. I actually connected with the Barnes & Noble associate on this book because she was cashing me out and she was like, I read this book a few years ago and I absolutely love it. It's such a cute book. You're going to absolutely love every second that you read it. And I was like, oh my god, that makes me so excited. This might be the first book that I end up reading just because the Barnes & Noble associate was raving about it so much. It basically follows Stella Lane. Stella Lane comes up with algorithms to predict customer purchases, a job that has given her more money than she knows what to do with, and way less experience in the dating department than the average 30-year-old. It doesn't help that Stella has Asperger's, or that French kissing reminds her of a shark getting its teeth cleaned by pilot fish. Her conclusion, she needs lots of practice with a professional, which is why she hires escort Michael. With the looks of a K-drama star and the martial arts moves to match, the Vietnamese-Swedish stunner can't afford to turn down Stella's offer. And when she comes up with a lesson plan, he proves willing to help her check off all the boxes, from foreplay to more than missionary position. Before long, Stella not only learns to appreciate his kisses, but to crave all of the other things he's making her feel. Their no-nonsense partnership starts making a strange kind of sense, and the pattern that emerges will convince Stella that love is the best kind of logic. It actually reminded me a lot of the Love Hypothesis, which is why I decided to buy it today. And I think it's really cool that the main character in this book has Asperger's, because I haven't really read a lot of books where the main character has a disorder like Asperger's. So I'm really interested to see how the author writes that into the story and to see how she basically approaches the subject in a respectful manner, I hope. I'm super excited to read this book, you guys. I think it's going to be the cutest rom-com and I feel like I'm going to be smiling the whole time I read this. And it's not a Barnes & Noble haul if I don't pick up at least one Colleen Hoover book. So today I picked up Without Merit. To be honest, I've been putting off picking it up because it didn't seem like something that I would be interested in reading about, but Reminders of Him was a book that I didn't think I would like based on the synopsis on the back, but I ended up loving it. It made me cry and I highly recommend that if you haven't read Reminders of Him to go read it. So because I had reservations about that book and ended up loving it, I decided to pick this one up. I don't know why I have reservations about it. I just didn't get excited when I read the synopsis, so that's why I put it off. But this one is basically about the Voss family is anything but normal. From the irritatingly perfect older siblings to the little half-brother who isn't allowed to do or eat anything fun. Then there's Merritt. She collects trophies she hasn't earned and secrets her family forces her to keep. While browsing the local antique shop for another trophy, she meets Sagan. He's witty and idealistic and sparks renewed life into her until she learns that he's completely unavailable. Merritt retreats deeper into herself, watching her family from the sidelines when she learns a secret that no trophy in the world can fix. Fed up with the lies, Merritt decides to shatter the happy family illusion that she's never been a part of, leaving them behind for good. But when her escape plan fails, Merritt is forced to deal with the staggering consequences of telling the truth and losing the one boy she loves. So now that I read the synopsis after deciding to pick it up, it doesn't sound bad. I haven't really watched or heard any reviews on this book, so I'm going into this book completely blind. I'm very interested to see how this book plays out and what exactly are the secrets that Merritt's family is keeping from the rest of the world and how this new boy that she meets relates into those secrets. And I thought the cover was really creative. The covers of Colleen Hoover books always tie in to the plot of the book, so I'm interested to find out how this cover correlates with the plot or the twist in this story. The next book that I picked up in the rom-com section. I live for a good rom-com, so I went a little crazy with the rom-coms. Actually, no, I think I bought like 3 rom-coms. They just lift my spirits and make me feel so happy. writing. This rom-com that I picked up, I literally have not seen anywhere, but I was intrigued by it. It's Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter. And it goes, bad luck has always followed Olivia, or maybe she's just the screw up her family believes she is. But when a what are you wearing text from a random number turns into the hottest, most entertaining, but anonymous relationship of her life, she thinks things might be on the upswing. Colin Back has always considered Olivia his best friend's annoying little sister. But when she moves in with them after one of her worst runs of luck, he realizes she's become an altogether different and sexier distraction. He's sure he can keep his distance until the moment he discovers she's the irresistible Miss Dial he's been sort of sexting for weeks. And now he has to decide whether to turn up the heat or ghost her before things get messy. I just thought that sounded so fun and so cute. And then the real reason I picked up this book was because on the back cover there's a review from Ali Hazelwood, who wrote The Love Hypothesis. And if you have been watching my videos for a hot minute, you know that I absolutely love that book. I currently own it. It's right here. I'm actually thinking about rereading this month because I absolutely love this book. And she actually reviewed Mr. Wrong Number, and Ali Hazelwood goes, the most side-splittingly funny, shenanigan-packed, sexual tension-filled book I've read in a long time. I dare you not to fall in love with Lynn Painter's writing. As soon as I read her review on this book, I was like, I'm buying it, immediately reading it. The last book that I picked up is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I absolutely loved The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, and I recently read Love in Other Words, which I enjoyed. I'm just still trying to process how I feel about that book, if I'm being honest. But The Unhoneymooners absolutely loved. So when I saw that Barnes & Noble had The Soulmate Equation, I decided to pick it up, and it sounds like it's going to be a cute little rom-com as well. So it goes, single mom Jessica Davis is a data and statistic wizard, but no amount of number crunching can convince her to step back into the dating world. Jess has been left behind too often to feel comfortable letting anyone in. Then she hears about Genetic Ally, a new DNA-based matchmaking company that promises to change dating forever. Finding a soulmate through data, the reliability of numbers, this Jess understands. At least she thought she did, until her test shows an unheard of 98% compatibility with Genetic Ally's founder, Dr. River Pena, a stuck-up, stubborn man who is without a doubt not her soulmate. But Genetic Ally has a proposition. Get to know him and we'll pay you. Jess, who is barely making ends meet, is in no position to turn it down, despite her skepticism about the project and her dislike for River. As the pair are dragged from one event to the next as a diamond match that could launch Genetic Ally's value sky high, Jess begins to realize that there might be more to the sciences and the science behind a soulmate than she thought. Doesn't that sound so cute? I feel like this is definitely going to be a lot more lighthearted than Love in Other Words. I'm here for it. I really loved Christina Lauren's writing in The Unhoneymooners, so I'm hoping I get the same vibe with this book. And I didn't know that Christina Lauren is actually two authors. I guess they're best friends, so it's Christina Hobbs and then Lauren Billings. I think it's so cute that they're just best friends writing books together. When I first read Unhoneymooners, I guess I just never read the acknowledgement part. I just assumed it was one author. I thought Christina Lauren was kind of a strange name because it's two first names, but I didn't think anything of it until one of you guys commented and told me that it's actually two people. I was like, wait, no way, that is so cool. Those are all the books that I picked up during my Barnes & Noble trip. Let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these books. I feel like I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about these books, and I'm just really excited to basically go in blindly with a lot of these books. Well, actually all of these books I'm going completely blind with zero expectations, and I like that because I don't feel pressure to like a book based on its hype, and I can actually just enjoy a book for what it is instead of comparing it to what everyone else is saying. So I'm really excited to dive into these books. As soon as I finish my June TBR, I will dive into these books. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Really hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you a part of my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.